I am going to say that the 20D is actually the one that you want. This is a pretty important car. You see, this car puts food on the table of over 50,000 South Africans. This is the new BMW X3, and it is manufactured locally at Plant Roslin out in Pretoria. The value chain associated with the production of the BMW X3 sees more than 50,000 people employed. So important is this car, not only locally but globally, that Plant Roslin actually had to expand and double up on shifts. Styling-wise, the new BMW X3 is a little polarizing. You see, it's got a new design language which is styled after that concept new class. It's got this large grille in the front, which is a bit of a contentious issue. But in the same way that the 4 Series and its big kidney grills have grown on us, I think this one will too. Whether the overall design is going to be timeless remains to be seen. This new X3 is longer, wider, but it sits a little bit lower than its predecessor, the G01, which was a pretty handsome car. It also gets a lot of standard features, well, as standard. You don't have to specify them, and this includes things like LED headlights. The glowing grille, that is an option, but on M Sport models you are going to get this beautiful racy front bumper with contrasting contours that are a little easier seen on a lighter color. Down the side it rolls on a set of 19-inch alloy wheels, and that LED theme, well, that continues around the back. Here at the back you get these arrow-shaped LED taillights, and they've got an integrated indicator in them. Very, very attractive taillights. The rear glass is also flush mounted here, there's no real lip. And then this roof spoiler has this little dip in it. It's really attractive, especially in M Sport when you get this diffuser in the lower section of the bumper. Overall, I prefer the back end to the front end. I'd much rather stare at this side of the X3 than the other. This BMW X3's predecessor, the G01, was a very good vehicle. Still is a very good vehicle. And how do you improve on that? Well, you include more standard specification and you push the boundaries a little bit. BMW has done that with the interior of this G45 BMW X3. They've given it a curved dual-screen cockpit, 12.3 inches in front of the driver and 14.9 inches for the infotainment. It runs BMW's OS 9, but in a slightly simplified format. It was a little cluttered. The problem is, it's still a little cluttered. You really do have to set it up with your own personalized shortcuts to extract the most from it. But don't worry, wireless Android Auto and wireless Apple CarPlay. There's a lot of lighting in and around the cabin, and that's rather nice, and you especially see it around this center tub here that has wireless charging, storage, cup holders and USB-C ports. This is something that I think we're going to see in more BMWs going forward. The central console, well, that's rather familiar BMW with the rotary controller and a little toggle for the gears. Now, this interior has come under fire for its use of plastics, and people believe that they just feel a little cheap. I do think they are right. These integrated side pods over here don't feel amazing. It's not terrible. This is an X3, but at the prices that these cars are starting to command, well, you're expecting a little bit better. We'll have to see how it holds up in the long run. The calm beige upholstery is a no-cost option, but what is an option is the panoramic sunroof, the Harman Kardon sound, and the manual blinds for the rear windows. That's as part of the deluxe package. But it's a spacious, comfortable interior. These increased dimensions really do wonders for the interior space. In fact, you're even going to get a 570-litre boot before you fold those rear seats flat. There are 4 different variants of this new BMW X3. There's a 20i, a petrol and rear-wheel drive variant, this 20D with xDrive all-wheel drive. There's the 30e, which is a petrol hybrid. They've done away with the 30D. that 30e has replaced it. That too has xDrive. And then finally you get the M50, once again with xDrive, so all-wheel drive systems on them. This one sends the power to all four wheels through an 8-speed gearbox. But it's the engine. The engine is a 48-volt mild hybrid. That means that you get a slight bump in power and improved economy. This variant makes 145 kilowatts and 400 newton meters. That torque is the same as the outgoing model, but it is slightly more powerful than the generation before this. The mild hybrid system does help with the economy. BMW claims that you can have a combined cycle fuel consumption of 6.2 liters per 100 kilometers. And they're not far off. A little bit of steady driving and we're running, well, under 7 here. And that's very agreeable. I think that's rather nice. This combination is also good for a 0 to 100 sprint time of 7.7 seconds. So there's more than enough get up and go. In fact, I like the power delivery. The gearbox is programmed really well and the suspension tuning is great. And that brings me on to an error I think I may have made. You see, when the vehicle launched locally, I went on record as saying that my pick would be the 30e, that replacement for the 30D, the petrol hybrid. But I spent some time with it and I found it to be less than ideal. You see, unless you're actually plugging it in, the hybrid system's self-regeneration is not strong enough for you to truly feel the benefits of that hybrid system. Then the weight over the rear axle, well, that kind of spoils the handling. It has a tendency to track, and on uneven surfaces, it's less than ideal. So I am going to say that the 20D is actually the one that you want. And I think this time I'm going to stand by it. BMW, of course, gives you a host of safety systems. As standard, you're going to get reverse assist, park assist, driving assist, which includes forward collision warning and lane departure warning. There's also speed limit recognition. All of this is standard on top of the ABS, EBD, airbags, what. So it's pretty comprehensive. If you want some of the semi-autonomous driving systems, you can of course add those. So as a whole, pretty safe, pretty sound. And then we get onto the price. Before those options, this BMW will set you back 1.186 million rand. Add the options and it's 1.25 million rand. So it hasn't only grown in size, it's increased in price ever so slightly. But I think it's worth it. It's still a premium product. I don't think these plastics are going to bother you that much. I think it drives well enough to warrant this price. Yes, there are a lot of vehicles out there at a similar price point, but you have to remember that statement from earlier on. BMW plant Roslyn helps South Africans, over 50,000 of them. And when you buy local, or at least a locally produced vehicle, you're doing your bit for the economy. You're doing your bit for the people of South Africa. So if you are that way inclined, I'd urge you to consider that the next time you purchase a new vehicle. I'm keen to hear your thoughts on this topic, so please leave a comment below. And if you've enjoyed this video, please give it a like. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel because we bring you hot content every week. Thank you very much for joining us. Bye-bye.